I'm here with Jon Drew, Group Managing Director at Drew Group, mate. Cheers for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem, Mike.
We were just talking before the film started rolling, but, you know, as far as the Queensland market goes, to have the backing and, you know, those agreements in place with Hutchinson already building the project, you've got the funding locked in, you're saying it's all running right on schedule. Geez, what a great and kind of rare place to be right now.
It is a rare place in the Queensland or the southeast Queensland market. I mean, we have been absolutely blessed with weather over the last 8 months. So it's been a great start for this project, and to have a project with such a large construction program and a large construction of a basement to be on time and on budget is a fabulous thing.
100%. And you mean, obviously, your family, a third generation developer, and 15 projects previously.
Yeah.
Buyers, when they're kind of considering the project, what are some of the other stuff that you guys have been involved in?
So for Lagoon, we really looked at the way that the development would be targeted as far as buyer profiles. And we realised that it had a very wide range. Being a site of 4,000 square metres in the middle of Main Beach, it was an opportunity that I didn't take without a lot of responsibility. And we spent a lot of time working with the architects and sales teams. So we've got, really large 3-bedroom apartments with media rooms. All of our apartments come with storage cages. 89% of all apartments have 2 car parks side by side.
Yeah, wow.
So, those are the things. We could have gone for a lot more density and squeezed it a lot harder, but we knew in a location like Main Beach, it really needed to fit the market profile. And we've done other elements within the design, such as fully double glazing the entire development, which has reduced our thermo loads on air conditioning. So we're really proud to say that we've achieved a 6.25 NatHERS Green Star Rating.
Wow. We find that, increasingly that's the key thing that people are searching for. Yeah. One of the pieces of feedback we often get is requesting more information about the sustainability rating. So it's awesome to hear.
Yeah, well, it was important. We looked at the cost base and it was a significant one. But to get to that position where we can be one of the only buildings on the coast that's offering this type of rating. And that also includes solar panels for communal uses, reusing rainwater tanks for landscaping, the introduction of electric vehicles within the building and the charging systems. So all of those elements were thought of during that design process. And as a result, we're seeing a huge return on that. Those elements that have been thought of from the design team really set the scene of where value will grow to in the future. You're going to be one of those buildings that as we move into the future, you'll get the tick. Whereas it's very hard for buildings to retrofit that, which is, existing market stock.
And tell me, who are the buyers that are coming through them? Is it investors? Are you finding owner-occupiers? Because obviously the design of the apartments feels very owner-occupier-centric. Is that who you've been finding?
I never segregate the idea that one type of apartment is an investor apartment and another type is an owner-occupier.
I mean, the market's shifted a lot where even 5 or 10 years ago, it was very like investor, how small can you make the apartment? Yeah. How high can you get the yield? But, the market has shifted from then.
I think it's not only shifted to a lot more owner-occupiers wanting to be part of apartment living and thus the downsizer terminology and philosophy. But I also think that what we're seeing is, and from the rental shortage we've got here on the coast and the rental shortage across southeast Queensland, we're seeing people who want to move to apartments, but they don't want to live in little boxes. They want to live in homes. So we purposely looked at the scale and the size of these apartments. And obviously we were blessed with a large site. So we were able to work within the parameters of what Gold Coast City Council wanted, but also look at the size of these apartments and say, okay, we want to make sure they've got storage. They want to make sure that they've got a good sized kitchen. The bedrooms are all king size bed size.
Yeah.
And it's by adding all of those things up, you end up with larger square meterage per apartment, but you also end up with places where people are going to want to live and people are definitely going to want to rent.
Yeah.
So from an investor's point of view, we've had a really strong take up because they've seen that. They've looked at buildings where maybe the scale is tighter and the size is smaller. And then they've come here and they've gone, well, this is a 135 square metre 2-bedroom apartment. This is a big apartment. That's what we've done.
Yeah, I think also shout out to the Gold Coast City Council as well. I feel like they're kind of one of the most progressive councils in the country, enabling people to get some scale and starting to reduce some of that red tape. And I know we could certainly do with more of that in Melbourne.
Yeah, Gold Coast City Council, ultimately they are a progressive council and they've got a progressive leader, and they see that within the planning guidelines, and I think that's probably an important thing to say, is that, we worked very closely within the planning guidelines. So when we came and sat down with council, A, they knew what we were going to present to them, and B, we were conforming. So we had one of the fastest development approvals in the Gold Coast for 10 years. We got approved in 3 months.
In 3 months.
Yeah. So that was really exciting for us because we just ticked a lot of boxes and everyone who was involved had done their homework.
It was one of my family members kind of coming to me and asking and saying they were keen to buy an apartment here on the Gold Coast, and hopefully they do. What I would be saying to them would be, find a developer who's done it before and done projects that are similar and that they're putting their name to it. Obviously, literally, it's your name on the door. I'd find someone that's got a builder that has a reputation, and Hutchies is,
the best in the business.
The best in the business.
Yeah.
Make sure the funding's in place so you're not going to have a surprise down the track. And ideally, even though it's a bit hard, find something under construction. And this project has all of those things, mate. And I can see why you're having so much success on the sales side as well. So congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, for us, we have family moving into the building. We have personally very close friends moving in. As a family, we will retain some apartments for ourselves. So I find it a huge responsibility to deliver something that's going to be wonderful.
Well, mate, it's certainly one of the most popular projects on urban.com.au. We're stoked to be in partnership with you guys and appreciate you taking the time to have a chat about it, mate.
Thanks a lot, Mike.